Hey, ho, I guess we're back. Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. All right, we are back. It's always something. Something's getting stuck, or something ain't moving, or something's getting caught. It's always something.
Those are issues.
I'm telling you, of all the things we've heard in this world, Rosanna, Dana had it right. You know, Jay? It's always something. Okay. Well, my first guest is owner and producer of Lacomita Dinner Theater. Please welcome to the show, Joe Atkins, everybody.
Hello. Oh no, not like a fish.
Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
How are you?
Here we are. After months of planning, huh?
Yes, we finally get
So,
together.
I know what I wanted to say. So how'd you end up doing this instead of being a, kind of forgot already. I'm not right. What is that surgeon that I'm trying to think of?
I don't know.
When I think of it, I'll just say it.
Well, I'm not a surgeon. Before we get started, I
Okay.
would like to say one thing.
What's that?
You mentioned about the gentleman who passed away in New
111?
York. In New York, my grandmother, she lived just 4 months short of being 108.
Oh my God.
And till the day she died, she loved her Mike Sells potato chips and her Mountain Dew. And
Oh, Luke will love hearing that. He's the great grandson of Mike Sells down the street.
And she was a wonderful lady, Maggie Witt, and she died in 2003. And I just wanted to tell that. She's a wonderful lady.
Well, somebody said to, I only use real butter when I blend, what's her name, the cooking lady?
Julia Childs.
Julia Childs. They asked her how she lived to be so long and healthy. She said she ate an egg every day. Not sure I bought that, but that's what she said. So that's her story, and she was sticking to it.
Sounds good.
Neuro. Thank you. Instead of being a neurosurgeon, you ended up in the theater. As they
In the
say in
theater.
London, you're in the theater. How did all this come about, buddy?
Well, I graduated from Ohio University in 1984 and with a degree in journalism, and was looking for a job, and found a server job at Lacomita and became a server there. And then finally became the general manager after being a server there for a number of years, and loved the theater. Was involved in theater in high school. And the original owner hired me at Lacomita, and that was Joe Mitchell. And interesting, the theater opened in 1975, and it was actually his thesis project in college. And he selected 4 locations around the country. Seattle, Houston, Atlanta, and Dayton.
Wow.
And he decided that the Dayton area was the area where he was going to build this theater. He was actually from North Carolina. And he was going to originally build it around the Dayton Mall area, and decided to build it around the Springboro area. So I've been at the theater 30 years.
Wow.
We're going to be celebrating our 40th anniversary in 2014, so we're very excited. I've worked for all 3 previous owners, and so eventually in 1995 my brother ended up purchasing the theater, and my family's been involved ever since. So I've been there as a general manager since 1995 as a general manager, and purchased the theater from my brother in 2013.
Have you ever stopped and tried to figure out how many plays that you have watched in all these years?
Don't know how many plays we watched, but we have produced over 200 shows at Lacomita
Wow.
in the 39 years.
Whoa.
What do you enjoy most? Well, let me ask you this: what does the audience seem to enjoy more? The musicals, or the mysteries, or the comedies? What does the audience enjoy?
I think they enjoy the musicals
Musicals.
most. The musicals the most, and that's what we produce mainly, is the musicals at this point. We've done a few just plays themselves, and we've done some of the mysteries throughout the years, but primarily we just do musicals at this point. That's what the audience seems to enjoy the most.
And what's your season now? We are taping this on the 10th of June. This will not air for 4.5 weeks, so give us an idea of the whole schedule for the rest of the year.
Okay. Mary Poppins is going to be playing on our stage. It opens on July the 9th. It'll be playing through the end of August. And then we have a gospel comedy, musical comedy playing He Keeps Me Singing, which is a gospel family that performs in the 1950s.
Wow.
And then we're going to end the season with our Christmas show, which we're very excited about. That'll end our season and throughout the year.
What do you do for the Christmas season?
We are going to be doing Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, really?
So That's the classic that's going to end our season.
Do you produce your own?
We do produce our own shows,
Okay.
which is wonderful. We audition locally, and we audition in New York for every show. So we
Great.
use some wonderful talent throughout the country, and we also use some wonderful local talent as well. So we hire local talent as well as talent in New York. We also use sometimes an in-house director. Most of the time we hire directors out of New York, choreographers out of New York as well, and we build our own sets as well and use choreographers, also set designer and lighter designers out of New York.
Well, I've been to 2 of the shows, and I got to tell you, they're not only great, but the food you serve. Do you get all these chefs from New York also?
No, we have our own chef, but we try to
Okay.
put as much emphasis on the quality of the food as we do on the shows, because we are a dinner theater. And dinner theaters, you know, in the 1970s when the dinner theater opened up, there was probably 700 dinner theaters throughout the country. There's nowhere near that number today.
Wow.
You know, it's, we've been very fortunate because when Mr. Mitchell built the theater, the location was determined because of the location of the interstate system. You know, I-70, the crossroad of America, and I-75 going up and down from Canada to Dayton is a wonderful location. And of course the location with Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, Indianapolis, where we're located, we get a lot of traffic, a lot of day business that we have for our matinees. A lot of people coming in for our matinees from the different areas that come in for just for the matinees for us. So we've been very fortunate from the viewers out there that have come in for the matinee business and for the evening business. So we've been very fortunate through the years, the guests have been coming in for our group business. And so we're very happy with that and very fortunate that we have our groups come in for us.
Or let me put it this way. You may have been very fortunate, but obviously you're doing something right, because if people don't like the food, they don't like the place, they won't come back. And they keep coming back, so you've got to be doing it right.
Well, we got some signature items. We've been serving our Norwegian cod since the mid-'80s, our homemade sweet potato souffle, which are our signature items, and our papaya chutney dressing. Those are staples on our menu. And then we try to also have some flair with the particular menu. If we got a country show, we'll put a little bit of country flair into the menu. And if we, you know, if we've got another show that has a, you know, a particular style of food that goes along with that particular show, we'll try to flavor the menu towards that show as
Are you
well.
having bangers and mash from Mary Poppins, maybe?
We may have a little bit of English flair to that menu as well, yes.
Scotch eggs.
And exactly. And if we've got a show that also has a little bit geared towards more children, which a Mary Poppins may be, you know, we may have a little bit a menu that gears a little bit more towards the kids as well.
Wow. Well, you're doing it right, because you have any way of knowing how many people come up from Cincinnati to Lockamedia?
Obviously, our market is geared towards more the Dayton area,
Yeah.
but we do get a number of folks that come up from the Cincinnati area. And again, talking about the afternoon traffic that we have as far as bus and senior citizens, which is a major part of our market, we get a number of bus loads that come for the day from the Columbus area and also the Lexington area and Indianapolis area that come for the day and afternoon shows.
Well, as you know, we used to have summer stock here with the kidney players,
Sure.
and that's gone. And now we can depend on Lockamedia for good play and good food.
We hope to be there for another 40 years as we get ready to celebrate our 40th anniversary next year.
Well, you're going to be able to keep up when you get there, Joseph, are you?
Well, I hope so. I don't know if I got another 40 years in me, but I hope so.
Well, thanks for coming. Appreciate
Well,
you
I
coming.
appreciate it. We